All right, everyone, I have been asked to give a demonstration on the use of Chinese brush. Now, before I start, I want to give you a little history about my experience with this. This is what I was taught by Nestor Redondo, who you can see examples of his work on my site, and Alex Nino, both of which I consider master brush users. Master brushes, I mean, like, they do magical things with a brush that I hope to demonstrate and then pass on to all of you. So, the first thing is the Chinese brush. Chinese brush, and this is a sample of that. Now, this, and as you can see, you it's a simple brush that you could get at most art stores, particularly Chinese bookstores. Now, if you're in France, last time I was there, there's a chain of stores called Graphigros in France, in Paris, Lyon, and Marseille. And they had these available there. And if you're in England, London, go take a trip to London and go to Soho, to Chinatown, and there's several Chinese bookstores that sell them there too. New York, the Chinatown in New York, but the Chinatowns in the city is where you're gonna have the most luck locating these brushes if you can't find them on the web, on the internet, I mean. So there's where you go to get these, because there's no replacement for these. I mean, they're made to do Chinese writing, which is, well, pretty amazing. So I'm gonna just show you some first exercises to get like you used to using this, because a lot of you are gonna feel awkward and intimidated, but just learn to relax, feel your breathing. Just see your breathing as you start to like tense up. Let your breath become deeper and you become more relaxed, because that is the key, that you have some sort of relaxed state of mind, and then the lines that you make with the brush will be much more vibrant. Okay, so enough talk, let's show. So here's just some like basic lines. We'll call this the warm-up, just to feel it, because there's kind of like a weight that you kind of feel, a special kind of feeling too. It's kind of like, well, magic, really. So let's just do some like random strokes. Okay, now, here's the important part of it too. See, I've taken a small sponge, I put it in like this plastic container full of water, and ink water. And why? Because I'll run the brush after a few times, and then I'll carefully swipe it on the sponge in just the way that the brush maintains its shape. And then that makes me that much more capable to do these exercises. Oh, and where I'm dipping this ink. Now, finding these, you can check it on the internet, is going to be hard. These are from the 50s, and they're ink well holders, so you don't spill it. This, to me, is worth its weight in gold. Keep looking on the internet, because these are hard to find, because the few people that have them rarely want to give them up, like me. So, you know, that's what you need, because otherwise the bottles can spill, and then that's going to be a problem. And then you got a rag, most important, a rag. because there's going to be spills and splats and stuff, and well, here at least you got some kind of windfall. So let's just do some lines just to get the feel of the brush. See, look at how, look, it's like alive. Look at that. Just keep a steady hand. Keep a steady hand. And see how I change the angle of my hand and the wrist? Because I have your whole shoulder from this extension, it's all involved. It's not just a hand-wrist thing. It's like from the shoulder. So this is called feathering. Tight formations of lines to create a tone. Feathering. A lot of comic artists use that technique. And why? Because it's effective. Okay. So you want to do, for, well, I recommend before you start any kind of important work with a brush, you do these just to get the ball rolling in your head. Because the brush, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful tool. It creates a sensitive line that nothing else can replace, but it's very demanding. You gotta be really alert. You can't kind of like drift off into la la land. You have to be awake and alert because, well, the brush insists. Exercise. See how also the angle, how I have the brush at an angle to get the kind of stroke that I want. See, look. Now all this stuff at first is going to be awkward, but eventually a natural kind of intuition takes place. And you don't got to think about it so much. It's kind of like you and the brush now are in concert. I'll just do a page of basic kind of strokes. See, look at that boldness. So I've gone from a very delicate, almost finicky type of line to these really strong, powerful ones. Like, look at that. See the range available to you when you finally get like the feel of it? Let's put a little, there we go. Now look. And then you can practice your own. feelings on it and just like let loose. Because there's something else that's beneficial. No other, not the pencil, not the pen, none of it gives you a feeling of freedom like the brush once you finally understand it. I mean, nothing. The range of line, it's incredible. Well, I hope you're seeing that through these random exercises. So just do like a page. Don't get too fussy about it. Just like let you and the brush kind of dance. Let the brush kind of dance on the surface of the paper and do what it does best. And you kind of are the participant. Don't be so like, you'll do what I say, brush. Because when the minute you do that, that's when the brush becomes the most difficult. It's kind of like a marriage. You gotta kind of like learn to work together. But the key of it is, remember, being relaxed. You have to learn that. It's like Zen. You have to concentrate on your breathing. When you feel yourself getting too anxious or nervous or whatever, then it's time to like pull back mentally and think about your breathing and then come back and try it again. And it's gonna be that way for a while. And you're gonna think, oh, this guy, he's misled me. He's misled me. This is a hoax, but it's not. It's just to become good at this, there's a requirement. The requirement is that you learn to be disciplined and calm. And a lot of things I'm saying might seem strange until you start doing this, and then it'll be like, oh yeah, he said that, I remember now. And the reason I know all this kind of stuff, because I myself had to experience it. Let me tell you, watching Nestor Redondo or Alex Nino work the brush at first was very shocking. Shocking. Like, how can you do that? How can you do that? But they did, and they showed me how. And I practiced for a long time on what they showed me, and one day there it was. It was there to greet me, as it will be for you. And you're gonna have your own type of design too. Everyone has their own. This is what I'm doing is mine. But you probably do. I mean, when I teach classes in this, I'm amazed what happens when people have the chance to do their own thing, and every now and then a loose hair appears and you just pull it out. And what appears, and it's really interesting. Some people do a lot of circles, some people do like me, these long, difficult strokes. And the reason I do these long, difficult strokes is because of just what I said, they're long and difficult. So practice the stuff that's hard to do, and don't just practice the stuff that you find easy, and you'll grow better. Yeah. See, then I make now these type of circular things, which is going to take a lot of practice, by the way, everyone. But so what? Do it. Practice. good at this. The rewards outweigh the difficulties. And I personally don't care what anyone says. To do something like this is far more comfortable than a computer with the stylus or whatever. No, there's something humanly magic about connecting with something like this. Very, very wondrous. Very wondrous. See, and then the more you do these, the more confident and comfortable you become with the brush, and you're able to do all kinds of surprising things. You develop the range of line. The brush kind of talks to you, let's say.